Andy, third year in a row for wheat wine for Bourbon County Stout. How can you make it better?
Easy. You just add some Italian. All right, everybody, welcome back to 1090. I am Andy. This is Todd, and we're rolling our way through Bourbon Barrel Aged Beer Month, Love November. And the reason we love it, because we get to bring to you all of the cool variants from Bourbon County Stout. And this year is turning out to be probably one of the stronger lots from what we've seen so far, because the 2020, the original was fantastic out of the gates. And this year, they've brought back for the third consecutive year a wheat wine.
Yeah.
So the first time they actually unveiled this was 2018. Yep. It was a great offering.
I was surprised. I liked it as much.
I was too.
Skeptical.
I thought, I don't know about this. You know, the wheat wine is not. It's a rarity
Bourbon
among
barrels,
the. Not a lot. You don't see a lot out there.
Yep.
It's like you said. It's kind of like a barley wine with mainly wheat in the grist. So it's really sweet.
Yep.
It's a strong ale. Didn't really fit the motif, and then we loved it.
Surprisingly, yes.
So they said, how do we make it better? Well, why don't we throw it in Larceny barrels?
Yes,
add
please.
That sweetness and that smoothness. And you know what?
It worked.
It worked. We did the vertical last year. You can go back and you can check that out of the 18 versus the 19, and we really liked that offering. So this year they said, let's keep it in the Larceny.
Let's kick it up a notch.
Why not? Let's call it the Caramella in Italian, which means candy. We want this to taste like a candy apple, like a caramel apple, which I think is awesome. So, Todd, tell us about this beautiful new and updated version of the wheat wine.
Super excited about this. So again, it's the same beer as you saw in 2019. It's aged in Larceny barrels, which is awesome. And it's the wheat wine, but they've added apple, cinnamon, and natural caramel flavoring.
It sounds amazing.
That does sound, I know people may be like, to me that sounds great.
And what I'm finding throughout the years of us doing all of these variants is people are like, there's too much blueberry in the blueberry bourbon caramel, there's too much vanilla. The whole point of the variants, in our opinion, is if you are going to take a traditional barrel-aged beer and add some adjuncts to it, we want to taste what's in there. We want to see how you do it, and can you get it right? But we still taste the bourbon,
the vanilla,
the vanilla,
in the day, the midnight orange.
Midnight orange is great. You know, I love the bramble.
The bramble.
Those were last year's Cafe de Olio was fantastic.
We like that
so we want to see high hopes for the Larceny this year. The first of the variants to kick it off for us.
Let's do it.
Let's see how it stacks up.
All right, so we've got them poured out, Andy. Let's start with the 2019 wheat wine, aged in the Larceny. There's no adjuncts in it. Get us that base of what this beer is all about before we move on to the Caramella and see what the adjuncts do to it. All right?
Let's take it over.
So, yeah, it's really sweet. I mean, Larceny is a sweet, high wheater, right? Bourbon-wise, you want to tell everybody kind of what Larceny is?
Well, yeah, when the higher the wheat in a bourbon, it's going to soften it up, and it's going to add that nice sweetness and complexity to it that you don't get when you add a lot of rye to it, or some malted barley.
Beautiful smell.
So Larceny is just traditionally one of
my favorites.
It's just a nice, easy sipping bourbon, and it played really well with the wheat wine.
Yep.
So let's see what the year of aging does on this.
Cheers. Oh man, caramel, sweetness. It's a sugar bomb almost. It's completely sweet.
It's funny. I remember 2 years ago when we tried the we said this is going to be. This doesn't seem right. Like, why are they adding wheat wine?
It's fantastic.
And we loved it. And then it got better. I think the original version was not aged in Larceny. And I think they upped it last year by putting it in the Larceny barrels. And this is
a year on this.
Great.
If you've aged this for a year, oh man, you're in for a treat because it's gotten.
Before we even touch this, if you get your hands on last year's, worth grabbing because I think it's gotten even better.
Okay, so there's the base. Very sweet. Okay. You get some of the bourbon characteristics in it, but it's a sweet ale right there. Very sweet. Now 15% too. Wow, it's crazy.
So we're adding now the apple and the cinnamon and these natural caramel flavors. I mean, I'm really curious to see how.
Let's see, real quick. I just want to do this. Go ahead. Is there any difference in colors? Not really, right?
Really.
No difference in colors.
They're looking pretty similar.
It's pretty similar. So nose though.
But you want the difference?
Oh, wow. So, whoa.
That's crazy.
Oh my.
That is like an apple pie. I mean,
That's fantastic.
That is, I'm sitting at
cinnamon
Thanksgiving
sweetness.
dinner, and we just had the turkey, and we're like, can we have the pie? And they give you this.
So there's cinnamon there, and there's apple, and even the sweetness from the caramel or the larceny. But
That's a gorgeous nose.
freaking.
Now, and let's say this, okay? I remember
This is good.
the past 2 years, oftentimes when they do these variants, only one or two will have a nose that screams something other than bourbon.
Yeah.
This
Okay,
is
so
just apple.
here's a disclaimer.
This is awesome.
If you want that punch in your face bourbon, this isn't it.
But don't get a variant.
Then don't get this.
Don't get a variant. And we haven't even tasted it yet, but this is the nose, it's just unbelievable. I could smell this all day long.
Yes. Well, let's taste it.
All right.
Caramel ale. That's what it is. That's sweet. I'm going for one more.
That's bloody delicious. I am blown away by this.
So there's apple, there's cinnamon, and there's the sweetness, I guess, from the caramel, and also probably the Larceny barrels, and the actual wheat wine itself is a sweet beer.
But
They
you know what?
did this.
It's thick. It lingers.
I mean,
This is hitting on all cylinders. This had the ability to be a train wreck. I'm not going to lie to you. Because it's sweet on top of sweet. You already have sweetness from the Larceny, sweetness from the wheat wine itself, and then you're going to add the sweetness from a caramel and apple, and this is awesome.
This is what you need to get the day after Thanksgiving.
Really?
Save it for the holidays and
totally
open it up for
impressed with
Christmas.
this.
You know what I mean?
Totally
Like
impressed with this.
this is something that I think if you're not even into bourbon. So here's the thing: if you want bourbon forward beer in your Bourbon County Stout, this isn't gonna.
Well, go grab the original.
Correct.
Because it's good.
It's fantastic.
But-
You can see that video. Link below.
Cheap plug, but it was good.
Yeah.
But this is totally different. But that's what I like about the variants. Okay, so this is the first of the variants that we're about to try. And like I said, everything that we have read has said 2020's variants are bringing it. If we're 1 for 1 so far, because this is awesome.
I think it's better than the base. I love it.
Oh, I do too. I mean, look.
For different reasons.
Now, it's different from the base. It's very hard to compare them, and I'm glad we did the base first, because the base is gorgeous. The problem is, this is almost like saying, here's your Bourbon County Stout original, here's a variant, and they're doing it off the wheat wine, which I think is cool. That's what I really like about this.
Really great. And here's the thing I also think. You couldn't probably get, well, I guess you could do the cinnamon and apple wouldn't play well in the regular base stout.
I don't know.
But here,
but it works
it
well
is
here.
Well done, Bert. Goose Island.
Everything they said delivered. Let's be honest. Last year, I think of the Moncherie, where we're like, that was supposed to
Can I
be
have a little more?
Go for it, man. That was supposed to be like a cherry pie, right?
Yes.
And it was flat, and it was muted, and you could barely pick up. Some people liked it, but a lot of people were like, this just isn't there. This, my God, this is. I'm drinking apple pie.
This is fantastic. So there
With
it is.
bourbon.
So hopefully you see this,
Awesome.
and we've led you to the correct path, and you'll pick this up on Black Friday because
Give me a
love it.
rating out of your 5 barrels. Dangerously good. This is really, for what it is, this is awesome.
I'm very tempted to give this 5.
That's really good.
And I'm trying to think back when we did the vanilla from 2 years ago, the Midnight Orange, the Bramble. It's up there on that quality. Remember when we had those variants?
My favorite of the past 3 years has been the Bramble. That was a little bit of a controversial pick. This is right there.
That is fantastic. I can't say that enough. And you know,
I like this a lot.
4.75.
Mimicked.
The only reason why it's not 5 is the bourbon is a bit subdued, but I think that's okay.
I'm all right with it because
I'm okay. The only way I would give this a 5 is if it was a bit maybe chewier, but I don't know how you do that with a wheat wine. You know what I mean?
But I don't think you're looking for this over the top.
No.
Viscous beer when you're talking about an apple pie. This is really good.
I love this.
I'm cool with the 4.75.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks shady, but I wasn't lying when I said just add a little Italian to it because it made all the difference. All the difference.
Unbelievable.
This is really good.
Fantastic.
I need a little sip. Let me just switch here.
So, guys.
So that is...
Go get it tomorrow. Or whenever this week when this comes out.
Whenever you find it, grab
get
it. This is just really... And let us know what you think. Put the comments down below. This is really good.
Did we lead you astray? I don't think so. This is fantastic. I mean,
whatever comments come below, we're standing by this one. This is good. This is really, really good. So,
oh my God,
anyway, if you like what you see from 21090, please hit that subscribe button and click that little bell in the corner. It's going to let you know every time we got a new video coming out. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Untapped. We are beta testing the applause button for YouTube, which is really cool. And so if you want to help support the channel as we continue to grow and bring in more content, please do that. Yep. And also, if you want to buy a little bit of swag, we've got that at our merch rate at
21090.
But every Tuesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we go live. We bring everybody on. We do Whiskey of the Week, Spirits of the Weeks. We have a top 10 list. It's a ton of fun. We are growing every week. We give stuff away.
We have a lot of fun
every Tuesday night. Come and join us.
Come say hi.
Come and join us, because we may have to drink this on one of our live streams.
Listen, guys. We'll have more. We have pretty much almost every variant from Bourbon County Stout.
We got enough coming at you that you'll know what you're doing when you're shopping on Black Friday. But if you see this one and it is green and you're like, do I want to or do I not? You do.
Answer's yes.
You do.
100%. Well done, Goose Island.
Wow.
Andy, cheers everybody. Holy crap. That's fantastic.